actually a continuation of last week. Starts at Psalm 37, verse 1. We'll call it Trust in the Lord. Psalm 37, starting at verse 1, going down to verse 9. Amen. It says there, fret not thyself because of evildoers. I'm going to stop there for a moment. What's he talking about? Don't get excited because of what evildoers are doing and what they're getting. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. Everybody can look at people that are not doing things right and they seem to be getting ahead, and it's easy to get worked up about it. But the fact is, you can't judge something until it's all done. And with many workers of iniquity, you can't tell until they pass away and the truth comes out. Verse 2, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. So nothing lasts forever, and whatever they're doing is at best before date. They'll soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. It talks about our lives being short like that anyway. Even if we live a long time, it says it's still short in the eyes of God because He's been there forever, and it's like what we do, how long we're here, it's nothing. Verse 3, trust in the Lord and do good. The command is real simple. Trust God and do good. Well, you see, you can't really do good unless you're a believer. Why? Because without God, it's all about you. So you can think you're doing good, but you're always doing it for a reason. To look good or to get some kind of advantage. So it says to trust in the Lord and do good. When you're trusting in God, you will do good. Because it's not about you anymore. It's all about God. You're trusting in God. What He's doing. Even in your life. Even if things are difficult. When you do the right thing and you trust God, it's going to work out. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. So thou shalt do well in the land. Whatever you're doing, God will prosper you. When you're serving God, He says, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, God's going to prosper you. Now, what's prosperity? Most people think prosperity is money. It's much more than that. It's not about money. Prosperity is about health. It's about good relations with your relatives, good relations with your friends, good relationship with your spouse, good relationship with your children, with your siblings, good relationships with the people you work with, health. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Now, of course, feeding isn't just food. You'll be fed emotionally, you'll be fed spiritually. Talks about that in Psalm 23. He leads beside the still waters and the green pastures. He said, He'll restore your soul. Your soul is all about your emotions, etc. So how you feel, God wants to restore how you feel. He wants to feed you spiritually, He wants to feed you emotionally, He wants to feed you physically. Verse 4, delight thyself also in the Lord. And what happens? And He will give thee the desires of thine heart. Now it's interesting, you could say, if I delight in the Lord, He'll give me my Lamborghini. No, it doesn't work like that. To really delight yourself in the Lord, it's not fake. It's the real thing. You have to delight yourself in Him. It's like you're happy to be in His presence. You're happy that you're a Christian. You're happy that you can call upon Him and serve Him. When that really does happen, it changes your perspective and what's important to you. It will even change what you want. So you can't ask for anything that's going to mess you up. You see, it's easy. It's easy to ask for things you know aren't going to be good for you. And you want them because, well, you look good with them. You feel good with them, whatever. But that's only momentary. When you delight yourself in the Lord, He'll give you the desires of your heart. He'll change your heart to the place where the things that you want are things that are good for you. Even good for the people around you. And in the process of delighting in God, He changes your heart, and the things that He gives you are the things that you really want. So, yes, God wants to give you what you want. Verse 5, commit thy way unto the Lord. What's He talking about? The way. Commit your life unto the Lord. Commit your walk unto the Lord. Commit what you do. Your actions. Commit those things into the Lord. Trust also in Him, and He shall bring it to pass. So this is the flip side of the verse just above. It says, for asking for things, He wants to give you things. You know, God is not cheap. He wants to bless you. He wants to bless me. He wants to bless every one of us that call upon His name. But He will only bless us to the point that we can handle it. Every person can handle a different amount of prosperity. God wants to give you everything that you can handle. So at any one point, if you're lacking something, or there's something that you want, you're either asking amiss, you're not asking for the right thing, or as James said, or you're not really asking for it. Commit your way to the Lord and also in Him, and He will bring it to pass. So this is about things that you want to happen. It might not be about things that you want, but about things that you want to happen. Like, some of you may want a spouse. Nothing wrong with that. Trust who? In God. He'll bring it to pass when the time is right. When's the time right? When you're ready for a spouse. I know lots of women, they want a spouse, all right, but they really don't want to be under authority. Let's not talk about authority. We'll just take that off. It doesn't work like that. If you want a real man, you got to be a real woman, and a real woman is under authority. Verse 6, He shall bring forth the righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Does He bring forth light? Yes, He brings it forth every day. Judgment and thy judgment as the noonday. Your judgment, that is the things for you, your blessing, you'll bring it forth as the noonday. Why? Well, because both of those happen every day. The sun comes out every day. We have a noon every day. Verse 7. Rest in the Lord. What's He talking about? Don't try to think that you can make it better, that you can fix your situation. It's about God working in your situation. It's about trusting God to work out your situation. That means you don't have to fix it. You've got nothing to fix. How do you think you got here in the first place? If you're in a bad situation, chances are you contributed in the process. a nice donation, a big donation. And how do you get out of it? Giving it into God's hands, saying, I messed it up enough. God, I need you to fix it. I remember one time, my father came home and we had this old half-ton truck. My brother had been in school working on vehicles, and so he said, it's running rough. I got to adjust the carburetor. So I got underneath the hood and he started messing with it. It started sounding worse and worse. And I said, Dad, we better wait till Jack gets home. And he still kept messing with it. I said, Dad, you better wait. And he fiddled with it till it quit and it wouldn't start. Then he said, I guess we'll wait till Jack gets home. He laughed when he said it. I guess we'll wait. So yes, we have a tendency to fiddle with things until they blow up in our face. It's about resting in God, knowing that He has it actually under control. That He's bigger than our circumstance. He's bigger than our problem. He can actually fix it.
Amen.
But you have to believe that. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. He said, don't get all excited about the person who you know is wicked and is doing wicked things, and it seems to be getting ahead in the process. Don't fret about it. Verse 8, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. He's talking about especially when it happens to you, and he does something evil to you. Don't look for revenge. Jesus said, vengeance is mine. It's not ours. When we take vengeance into our hands, it means that we're in control and we're going to make what we want happen. But God's got a much better way to bring justice, and you don't have to worry about being in court afterwards because of it. Verse 9, for evildoers shall be cut off. We forget that. Evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord. Remember about waiting on the Lord from last week? Waiting on the Lord is getting into his presence, telling him our problem, telling him how we feel about that problem, telling him what we'd like to happen, and asking him to fix it. Because more often than not, how we think we want to fix it is not the best way. God being God, he's got a much bigger picture than we do, and he's got a much better way of fixing things than we do. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. Remember Jesus said, the meek shall inherit the earth. Well, the meek are those that wait upon the Lord. Why? It's not all about them. They're not all up in themselves. About, I can make it happen, I can fix it, I can make it work. They shall inherit the earth. What does that mean? Everything. Everything you want, everything you need, God is going to give it to you. You are going to inherit. It's by the grace of God. And that's my message for today.